The interesting thing that comes to my mind when you bring that up actually is the word fear pops into my head. And I say this, and when I said earlier that I was intimidated to be here, it's because I'm not a big fan of being the center of attention. And yet I find myself in that role as a duty. It becomes my responsibility to facilitate, to host, to bind.
This week on Vancouver Real, we sit down with creative community activist Mark Busse.
Finding the right people to be connected to means you have to ask and put yourself out there and expose yourself to those people. And I sometimes, and I think everybody fears that.
Right.
You fear rejection. You fear that you're not good enough. You fear that you can't pull off the thing you want to do, right? You say, I'm a doer. The other thing is that getting the wrong people out of your life and your networks is also a fear. I think people get crippled by that. Sometimes you need to vet and filter and call back that where you spend your time, where you invest your energy, who you call friends. And I fear that too. And I've learned to just deal with it. But most of all, confronting myself alone in the dark and it's one of the things I really like about floating, to be honest. When you're on the edge and you're on the frontier, as David White, the poet, calls it, knowing what you do have and being grateful for it is really important. And sometimes you need to take all the rest of it away before you can really appreciate the power we all possess and what we can do in our lives and in our families and in our careers and in our communities. I love living in this city. I'm so proud to live in this city. I love being a communication designer. I love being a consultant and helping people find their voice, find some consensus, find a path. I really get a kick out of that stuff. But I worry about the state of the world. I worry about the state of this city. I worry about the community I live in. I see a lot of things going wrong. And you can make a choice. You can shit or get off the pot. You can be a whiner or you can do something about it. So I chose to be a doer. It's more important than ever to have context and perspective and a multitude of ways of viewing what's actually going on. I don't agree with people who say the answer is to just never watch the news. That's foolish. But I really do think one of the smartest investments I ever made and anyone can ever make in their own education is to get on an airplane and go somewhere else in the world. All the noise suddenly became this crystal clear notion that I am a tiny, insignificant piece of a huge machine. And I turned to my wife and she's like, what's up? And I'm like, we shouldn't be here. She said, what do you mean we shouldn't be here? They said we're allowed to be here. What are you talking about? I'm like, no. In anyone's imagination, in any possible permutation of the people who conceived of and built this wall, this would never have happened. I was born in Winkler, Manitoba. Why am I standing on the Great Wall of China? What has happened? There is so much going on, and it was such a nice version of humility. It was such a nice, refreshing feeling of like, wow, I can only do what I can do.